The world of NFTs can be complex and difficult to keep up with at times. It's one of the fastest growing industries on the planet, and with so much activity, it can feel borderline impossible to actually know what's happening. You can rest easy, however, as in today's video, we're going to be looking at some of the top recent stories from the industry, including the launching of a brand new NFT marketplace. Before we get into that, however, we'd best take a look at its creator. First up, who on earth is Justin Kan? The average person doesn't go around reading up on their internet entrepreneurs, which is something of a shame because it means there's a very good chance that you don't know who Justin Kan actually is, which is made all the more tragic considering how big of an impact he has had on a number of industries. Only 38 years old, Kan was born in Seattle, Washington, attended Yale University, and that's about everything we know regarding his personal life. He's managed to keep a relatively tight lip on those sorts of details. What we do know, however, is that Kan has strived to innovate multiple times throughout his life, starting with the somewhat vainly named Justin.tv project, which began as a weird novelty platform that focused entirely on broadcasting Kan's life 24/7 via a webcam attached to his head. Something as insane as that was always going to be a success, and soon after, Kan and his partners broadened the website so that anyone could upload broadcasts, with gaming videos in particular becoming the site's most popular content. Now, you probably haven't heard of Justin.tv, but you've probably heard of the project that was born from it, Twitch. With the popularity of Justin TV's gaming content, Kan and his partners decided to launch a specific website for gamers in 2011, and it quickly eclipsed its predecessor, becoming perhaps the most popular place to broadcast video gameplay on the web. Amazon would eventually purchase Twitch in 2014 for $970 million, but Kan has shown no sign that he is content to retire early, working for many Silicon Valley companies and even launching a couple new ones of his own, though none have seen the level of success Twitch reached. And what is Fractal? Now that we know who Justin Kan is, let's get into the big news here. What exactly has he done that's so important? Well, as we went over, he has shown no sign of being content with his work in life after the astronomical sale of Twitch in 2014, and Fractal would appear to be his latest project, this time making a foray into the world of NFTs and the blockchain. Funnily enough, this is actually the second flirtation with NFTs, as in February of 2021, he revealed to his fans that they could purchase his YouTube videos as NFTs from the marketplace OpenSea. This time, he's looking at a much larger picture, as he's looking to combine his passions for gaming and NFTs into a marketplace that he asserts will change the landscape of gaming forever. The general idea is relatively simple, despite sounding a tad absurd for anyone who hasn't caught on to just how valuable certain digital goods can be within the real world. The plan is that Fractal will be a new marketplace for the free minting and exchanging of game asset NFTs, digital goods being bought and sold with real money. Kan has promised that there will be two markets within Fractal, consisting of the primary market, initial drop items from game companies, and then a secondary market where players can exchange their goods. According to Kan, the inspiration behind the entire thing came from his experience playing MMOs, massively multiplayer online games, a genre where it's quite common to see in-game markets develop with the exchange of virtual goods. And as a consequence, these virtual goods then begin to take on a value in the real world. In-game currencies across these games in particular can be sold successfully for real currency, suggesting that there is a definite value in the world of virtual reality. So, what will Fractal look like? Unsurprisingly, since he's the one who announced it all, Justin Kan is set to be the acting president of Fractal when it launches, with the suggestion being that he plans on using his established reputation as a successful entrepreneur to help the platform in its early months. The company is being launched courtesy of Goat Capital, an incubator firm that was co-founded by Kan and business partner Robin Chan, who will be taking on the role of head of business development, whilst fellow Fractal co-founders Mike Angel and David Wirtz will be acting as CTO and CPO respectively. We don't yet know when exactly Fractal will launch, but Kan himself has teased that the platform will arrive soon, suggesting that it will likely come out sometime in the first quarter of 2022. So Solana is the blockchain network that will be hosting Fractal, and this decision seems to have made due to the market's ease of access for users. Competitors, such as Ethereum for example, have the downside of requiring a rather expensive fee for actually listing an NFT, which Khan and company clearly want to avoid so that they minimize the chance of scaring away potential users. It's important to note here that while the lack of fees is an obvious bonus for genuine users, one of the reasons Ethereum has persisted with the method is that it tends to keep away spammers who could potentially flood the market with low-effort NFTs. Fractal, obviously, will not have that sort of deterrent, so it will be interesting to see how the market develops when the network finally launches. That is pretty much everything we know about Fractal at the minute, but don't go anywhere, because next we're going to be moving on to some more general news stories from within the world of NFTs, starting with unauthorized NFT drop ends in disaster. One of the hot topics still being discussed when it comes to NFTs centers on the ownership of NFTs themselves, especially when some of them use a real person's likeness. In this scenario, you'd imagine it's pretty crucial that when creating these NFTs based on a real person, you need to get their consent and authorization, right? Well, the lads at It's Blockchain clearly didn't think so, as on Christmas Day they released roughly $4,000 valued Cypherpunks collection, which included portraits of 46 people, there being just 10 copies of each portrait. Almost immediately, they began to receive backlash on the bundle, and concerningly, a lot of this backlash was coming from the subjects of the portraits themselves. Firstly, they somehow managed to make the woefully amateurish mistake of misspelling multiple subjects' names, with the portraits of the likes of Jillian York and John Callis being incorrectly spelled. In the case of York, she made her distaste for the portraits as public as possible by posting the one based on her to Twitter with a simple message, "I don't approve of this whatsoever and would like it removed." Ouch. Next up, one of the portraits was based on a copyright-protected photo. I'm sure you can imagine the legal minefield that would promise to be. Finally, a fair amount of these portraits included controversial figures, such as Jacob Appelbaum and Richard Stallman, both of whom have been accused of sexual abuse in the past. After being slaughtered over the weekend, It's Blockchain announced that they would be removing the collection and would refund anyone who had purchased one of the NFTs, offering up the defense that they were unaware of the likeness laws as the market's not regulated. This certainly leaves a discussion that needs to be had by those involved with NFTs, as questions over the legality of using people's likenesses will remain. And finally, the hottest NFT collection going. Anyone with an interest in NFTs has probably heard of the Bored Ape Yacht Club collection. 10,000 unique NFTs, each depicting an ape with unique character traits. There's one that's an admiral, one wearing a suit, one wearing a leopard print leotard, and so on. The Bored Ape collection is already one of the most prestigious NFT groups in the world, receiving endorsements from multiple celebrities such as Post Malone and Jimmy Fallon, and in general, NFTs from this family tend to go for quite a lot of money. I bring this up because a spin-off of the Bored Ape collection is taking the NFT market by storm and has become clearly the hottest collection on the market, having enjoyed a 500% trading volume surge in the last 7 days. This spin-off collection is the Mutant Bored Ape Yacht Club, and they were exactly what I'm sure you're imagining right now, the standard bored apes, but mutated. Their faces are melted, or they have weird color changes. You get the idea. They're somewhat more plentiful than the original collection, with there being 20,000 mutant ape NFTs, though they come in varying variety, which has helped to ensure that the increased supply doesn't hinder their insane value. The most recent trading volume for Mutant Ape is estimated to be at around $71 million, with the average price of one of these NFTs rising from $32,000 to $50,000 in the last week alone. There was even a moment where Mutant Ape's floor price exceeded the extremely coveted CryptoPunk, though it has fallen back below that lofty height since then. Regardless, it remains an incredibly strong performing set of NFTs, with the Mega Mutant Serum NFT, hosted on Ethereum, recently selling for $3.6 million. And that's everything. What do you think of Fractal? Will it be the gaming revolution that Khan promises it will be? Let us know down in the comments below, and until next time, we'll see you soon.